Mr. Roy, you're charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present if you cannot afford one. One will be appointed to you, sir.
Officers dispatched to a residence in Harris County, Texas. They met with the complaining witness who stated that the defendant, the father of her children, had assaulted her. The complaining witness and the defendant were arguing over the relationship status. The complainant went to the defendant's residence to get their children, and the defendant told the complainant that he would slap her when she arrived. The complainant stated upon her arrival, the defendant brought out their children, and when he was putting the children into the vehicle, the defendant slapped the complaining witness on the right side of her face. The defendant pushed the complaining witness against the driver's side door and choked her for 5 to 10 seconds. The defendant stopped choking her and left, but then came back and choked her again for 5 to 10 seconds. The complaining witness stated that she did not feel pain from the slap, but she did feel pain from being choked twice. Officers did not observe physical injuries.
Did it impede breath?
Question. It looks like there hasn't been a RIF done on this case yet. We can certainly find that out and talk about
That's extremely.
upgrading the charges. Yes. I can ask someone to do the RIF really quickly.
One more thing. What kind of prior criminal history does this boy have, if any?
Both of them were dismissed. There's assault bodily injury from 2019 that was dismissed, and UCW that from 2020 was dismissed as well.
From where? Here and there?
Yes, yes.
Because I don't see it. That's why I was asking. Same
Check
complaining
his criminal
witness?
history, but let's see. Right, yes, there was assault bodily injury. I'm just looking at the NCIC, but the ABI was dismissed in 2019. Unlawful carrying of a weapon was dismissed in 2020, and that looks like that's the only criminal history.
ABI, same complaining witness? Can you see it? Mr. Roy, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. How old are you, sir?
25.
What do you do for a living?
I got a part-time job, looking for a full-time.
Okay.
It's not the same complainant. No. From the assault, I believe it's a man.
I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to have contact with the complaining witness in this case. You're also not to be in possession of any weapons. A protective order has been issued in this case. I would get to know it because if you do something to violate the protective order, the state can and will file additional charges against you. Then things will go sideways extremely quick. You violate those types of conditions on the VPO, I can hold you at no bond, zero bond, and I will do it in a heartbeat to protect every single person in Harris County. I don't care who they are. I don't care what color they are. Do you understand? You are also not to smoke any weed, consume any alcohol, use any illegal drugs. And I'm telling you now, I'm going to test you like crazy. If I find that you're using anything, likewise, I will put you in jail. And I'm going to tell you now, you will not get any more PR bonds. So you get into jail, you pick up multiple cases and you get a bunch of high bonds. If you don't have anyone to pony up $10,000, $15,000, you'll be stuck like Chuck in there until this case is over with. All I'm asking you to do is be nice. That's it. Do you understand? Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer?
No.
What kind of job are you working now?
Detailing, cleaning houses.
And how much money do you make a month?
It just depends on the houses that we get.
Okay.
It's on call.
I will give you a lawyer today, but it's time for you to get a full-time job, a 40-hour-a-week job. Do you understand? So I'm bringing you back in 2 weeks and I want to know, and I want to see what you have done to get a full-time job, a legitimate.
I'll be on it every day.
That's what it is. Because when you have too much time on your hands, you just become self-destructive and we want what's best for you. So for now, I'm going to have you I need you to fill out an application. Well, hold on a second. I got one. Don't worry about it. I'll have you sign a reset with Victoria and then I'm going to have to take your seat in the jury box. I'll get your bond conditions and then here momentarily, I'll have you talk to a lawyer.
Yes, sir.
Hey, be nice. It's not hard.
I got a block on.
Good morning, Ms. Huertero. I hope you now realize, Samuel, that we mean business, that courts were here for a certain reason. You have to show up. And when you show up, good things happen. When you don't show up, this is what happens. Your case is extremely old. Time after time, we're not going to do that anymore. No more catch and release. You need to understand from now on, what you're doing is you're pleading guilty to this offense. It's going to go on your record. So they can use this to enhance your punishment from now on. It's a minimum of 30 days in jail. So depending on what type of crime you pick up, if it's bad, it only goes up from there. Do you understand? You give up a lot of rights by entering this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront, cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, you can never take this, it's stuck like this forever. You don't want a probation to try to keep it off your record?
Sitting off for a probation judge, and this happened a long time ago. I've talked with her family extensively, actually. She's at a different place in her life now. She has a young son to take care of. That's her main focus. I think it'd be best to get this case behind her. I don't think a conviction is going to affect her in the future with her job.
You guys, better than, there are types of probation that if you complete it successfully, you don't end up with a conviction, right? You couldn't even make it you couldn't even make it to court. So you better than anyone else. I don't know you. Will just met you, so barely knows you. If this is the way, okay. But once you get this conviction, you can never take it off. Do you want a probation to try to keep it off? Can you make it?
No transportation.
Yeah, Judge, I think
I'm willing to let you remotely, report remotely via Zoom, but you have to show us that you mean business.
Okay.
Ms. Cuartero, I'm a firm believer that everybody deserves at least a chance once. You know what I mean? But if you know that it's not going to happen and you could end up in, more trouble.
is that if we go on probation and then you're found to be in violation by missing a meeting or being behind on fees or something, the judge can revoke your probation and put you back in jail for a while. Okay, do you want to try that or do you want to do this? Okay, we want to do what we agreed on, Judge. The time, sir.
Okay, all right. They've offered you 3 days in jail, credit for the 8 days that you've done. How do you plead to the offense, ma'am? Guilty or not guilty? You give up the right to a trial, the right to confront and cross-examine your witnesses. If you are not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, you can never change this. Are you a citizen of the United States? Okay, well, that's good. I will find you guilty. I will roll your court costs so you won't owe anything. Remember, from now on, it's a minimum of 30 days in jail. So when you're out there, think about what you're doing, because depending on what you pick up, you could be doing just a boatload of time. And if you don't have anyone to take care of that kid, who do you think is going to take that kid from you? CPS. And when CPS gets involved in your life,
Hopefully you won't see her again, Judge.
I hope. How do you plead to the offense? Guilty or not guilty? I'll find you guilty. I will follow the agreement. Good luck to you. Respect that.
Yes.
Okay. Jasmine Smith? What are we doing? Time, sir?
Yes.
Well,
Oh, sorry. It was the air, Judge.
put it anywhere, pal.
Sorry. It was the air.
Good thing we didn't get a paper cut. Good morning, Ms. Smith. Ma'am, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You've worked out an agreement. They're offering you 3 days in jail, credit for the 1 day that you've done. You need to understand that this charge will go on your record. It will be there for the rest of your life. From now on, you'll be facing a minimum of 30 days in jail. Do you understand?
Yes.
So the proverbial slap on the wrist, it's a minimum of 30 days. You also need to understand that when an officer pulls you over, they're going to see this. What other kind of criminal history does she have? Oh, I don't know if I'm going to do this. She just had one that was dismissed 6 months ago. And now she picked up another DWI and now we're doing it time served. No, man. Why? So you can wrap your car around the pole? You didn't get it the first time? And now we are here yet again? Sorry, man.
Judge, and the reason I did offer a time serve in this case is because she did successfully complete the PTI. I understand that she's failed this time, but that was the state's thoughts when we made that offer of time served, is she did actually successfully complete.
So she completes successfully the PTI program.
Yes, Judge.
I guess it didn't take because now she's here on another one. Was there an accident?
In this case, Judge,
Yeah. Blood test, breath test?
no, there was no accident. There was a blood test, a blood warrant executed. I can tell you the number. .19.
Why do we do this?
Your Honor, she is no longer drinking. She's not going to engage in this again. This is why she takes the time served. She understands the consequence that it will go on her record. She won't be back. She understands the importance.
I don't believe, you know what? Every time someone says that, they're back in 2 weeks. You know? What do you do for a living, man?
I'm a housing case manager.
What kind of money you make? 28 an hour?
20, give or take.
I don't know. I really don't. I just,
Judge, she's extremely apologetic. She understands the importance. You know, she has to face this forever. Both of these are going to be on her record.
no, only one. Only one. And the problem is, Miss Smith, is that, you know, I've got a bunch of kids at home. And when my kid tells me sorry, I'm like, okay, bud, please. You know, I'm trying to teach you to do things the right way. Please don't do it again. And he makes the same mistake again. I'm like, come on, man. You know, this is 2 times now. And then they make the mistake again. And then they tell me sorry. They tell me sorry. They tell me sorry. They tell me sorry. The value of that sorry is meaningless because you've continued to make the same mistake. They put you through a program. You were supposed to do educational programs, victim impact panel to show you how serious of a problem the epidemic of driving while intoxicated is. And yet, 6 months later, you're in here with another one. My experience is that when we're too nice and too easy on people, they take it for granted and they don't learn. And what we need to do is find alternate methods. What we do typically is probation. And when that doesn't work, we put people in jail because hopefully that is jarring enough of an experience to wrap your head around it. You've already been to jail 2 different times.
Judge, maybe she can show that she is serious about this time and she takes some AA classes and we still do the time served. Just a way to show that she understands the importance of, you know, not drinking and driving.
Did she do a DWI education class with the last one? Shatoria, if we wanted someone to do a repeat offender DWI education class, can they do it? How long is it?
The repeat offenders is, I think, 6 weeks.
Okay, that's the only way I'm going to do this.
Okay, we'll do it.
So, how does she sign up for it?
I can give her a referral.
It's okay. Take your time, Shatoria. I really want you to learn something. I want the best for you, right? I'm not going to just throw you out onto the street to where we did it the first time. And you really, to get it dismissed, you have to go above and beyond. This is the second time now you're back here with above a 0.15. On your first one, you blew a 0.15, and now again, you're here at another 0.15. I'm not going to do this again. And I'm going to tell you from now on, I'm really going to bring the pain if I see you come back here. So the only way, like I said, we'll do a repeat offender education class. And then as a part of the agreement, I'm okay with it at that point. So your case is now 180 days. So I will set this case off for 6 weeks. If you do not have it done, then that's it. But you must have it done and that we can continue with the deal. But I really want you to gain something from this. And it serves no legitimate purpose just to throw you out on the street and continue to do this, because I don't want you to kill yourself. And more importantly, I don't want you to kill someone in Harris County. I tell you, we get to do special things as judges, right? And so we've done what they're called wet labs, where you get to go drink a bunch of booze and you take breath tests. And I did it, and I drank a bunch, and then I blew a 14 at 0.14. I was lit at 14. And I knew at that point I shouldn't have gotten in the car. So at a 0.19, no. All right, so let's do that. We'll set it off 6 weeks. She must have it done by the time she comes back.
Absolutely.
Okay, guys.
Thank you, Judge.
All right.